of entry. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like, I saw the other day, it's been like, 10 years since Born This Way? Like,
Yeah.
It's insane, like it's been that long.
Yeah, I know. It's like a blink. When we worked on the record, I believed in it. Look, everything she does is extraordinary. She's a powerhouse. But I thought, okay, it's an album cycle. We told a really genuine story, and it was, really honest and brutally honest at a time when the world needed that type of story, right? Nobody was talking about, LGBTQ plus rights in a pop song. They weren't talking about immigration rights and what was going on. So it was a very pivotal moment. I'm still super grateful to have been a part of that. But it's still like, oh my God, that really happened.
Yeah.
we were everywhere, right? We were.
You're in Australia too.
Yeah, I was in Australia, Melbourne, a few places in Australia. By the way, I love Australia. I mean, the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah, you need to come back when it's safe because you haven't been here in so long.
I have not. No.
It's crazy. I was listening to the Born This Way album on the way to work this morning, and I still can't get over as well, like Marry the Night. Like whenever I hear that song and it gets that certain part where it's like the instrumental bit, I'm like, oh my God, like no matter how many times I listen to that album, it's incredible each time.
So there are Easter eggs in all those songs. I don't know if that's public knowledge. Paul, White Shadow, Dave, the engineer, and obviously LG, there's all these kind of nuances towards like hidden messages you kind of have to decipher them yourself. But we were big fans of like Pink Floyd, and we love how it was like in Beatles, how they would use audio to tell more stories beyond than what you hear. So you hear a lot of references in Married Tonight towards records that we love, and yeah, it was quite extraordinary, like to be part of that. And still, like we. Dance in the Dark was another one of my favorites that
I love that
we did
song.
Before that. I think they stand the test of time.
Yeah, no matter, like, there's something about it, like, and I don't think that's ever been done as well, especially in Dance in the Dark as well. Like, it's just so iconic, even when seeing it live, like the opening to the show, like, it's always incredible.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, happen, I think, once in a very rare occasion, right? When everything lines up, when you have, again, back to this point of like being prepared, right? And then also I love this idea of which has been told by a good friend of mine who's her name is Valerie, and make your own luck. Well, you train, right? You want to get good at what you love, but you also need to put yourself in a place where you can be seen, right, or heard, and that's how you make your own luck. You push yourself, right, to remember, you overcome like some serious shyness, right? You've ignored fear, right, for the sake of obviously fulfilling your dreams, right?
Yeah.
What was the biggest for you? What was the biggest barrier to entry? What was you young woman now having your own show on a radio station? What for you must have been difficult?
Obviously, like getting into radio, like even when I was studying my course, like it's such a hard industry, and I found like whenever I got to like my first job, my second job in radio, it's like, well, what's next? Like, how am I going to get there? Because it's so like competitive. And I think the thing for me is like, I feel like it's best to always stay true to yourself. People inspire me in like the radio industry, but I think it's, I know best to just be yourself. And obviously music's my passion. There's different sides to radio. But for me, like talking to music, chatting with artists and stuff like that. And I think as well, just trying to inspire people as well to know that you can.
How much of your fan base would you imagine are like musicians? Like they just like are everyday practicing? Who, like, what do you, like, would you say a big part are like just music lovers?
Yeah, like my family, like growing up, like my mom like was really big listening to music, and like my aunties and stuff as well. But like no one in my family can play instruments. My younger siblings can because they're learning to. But,
very cool. Very cool.
But yeah.
So here's what I would tell them. Whoever like wants to, beyond like getting into the industry, right? Step one, realize this goes for I think anybody who wants to do something that's scary, or know that the person next to you is more afraid than you are. Imagine if you were 7 years old and you heard someone tell you that. Yeah. How powerful that is.
Yeah, that is. Right?
If you don't push yourself to discomfort, then you're not growing, right? So growing is stretching. 99% is failure, 1% success, right? Or you can use Pareto's law, 80-20, right? 80% failure, 20% success, or whichever version you want. It all points in the compass points you to this direction, this story that, you know, success comes from over exerting and pushing yourself beyond the average individual, or the average effort. I should say, that's more effective. The average effort.
Yeah, I agree. And like, it's so important as well, like learning new things. Like I find as well, especially in radio, like learning how to like edit stuff. Like, and at the moment I've been